the center of the ring. If Crawford is allowed to control the center, he'll win.
It's too far apart. Canelo's too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a chess match, and a chess match that, if it's played correctly by each side, it could be very interesting. If it's played wrong by either side, the other side will dominate. That's how good this fight is.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. recently made a surprise appearance at Terence Crawford's training camp, creating major buzz just weeks before Crawford's highly anticipated showdown with Canelo Alvarez.
Fight call, I think his size may be his best going factor, but if he goes out of boxing Bud, he's not going to beat Bud boxing. He's not. So if Bud can take his punch, he's not going to box Bud. So it's like, it'll be, what would determine the fight would be who wants it most and who has this fight. Because to me, I don't care what they say, if Bud can get Canelo to box him, Bud will outbox him.
So it's still a fight that you feel is competitive enough despite what happened in the Mega-bout fight.
Without a question, it's competitive enough. But what he showed you in the Mega-bout fight, that he take the punch at 154. So now, can he take it at 68? It's yet to be seen.
According to inside sources, Jones didn't drop by for a simple meet and greet, he came with a purpose. The former four-division world champion reportedly provided Crawford with a strategic blueprint on how to dismantle the Mexican superstar. With Crawford stepping up in weight to face one of the most dangerous fighters of this era, Roy's timing couldn't be better. From exploiting Canelo's flat-footed tendencies to controlling distance with elite footwork, Jones is said to have offered Crawford precise tactics to pull off what many would consider a monumental upset.
It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch. And what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford. Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity. And with Canelo, I see a guy who's not necessarily hungry, but loves to entertain, loves to give us the big fights. Always tries to give the big fights. He finds a way to give us big fights. Not gonna always win them, but he always tries to give them to us. So he'll be a guy that, if he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know. It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch.
You said you don't think, or you don't look into the weight difference. Why?
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much.
Terence Crawford is set to face Canelo Alvarez on September 13, 2025, in Las Vegas, in a historic bout broadcast live on Netflix. Crawford will be moving up 2 weight classes to challenge for the undisputed super middleweight championship, WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO, ring, and TBR titles all on the line. Having already conquered elite fighters like Errol Spence Jr. and Israel Madrimov, Crawford now aims to become the first man in the four-belt era to be undisputed in 3 different weight classes. Canelo, with vast experience at 168 pounds and victories over opponents like Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant, brings power and composure. Promoted by Saudi-backed Riyadh Season alongside UFC's Dana White, the event is poised to be one of the biggest in recent memory.
You've accepted this fight now, but in the previous years you said it doesn't interest you because you have nothing to gain and everything to lose. If he were to beat you, how damaging would that be to the Canelo brand?
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me, but don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me.
When you say, I want Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy, he's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Yes man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on who will happen.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as a stepping stone. It's about now.
Roy Jones Jr. believes the fight won't be decided by weight, but rather by how Canelo chooses to fight. In a February interview, he stated, if Canelo does what he's supposed to do, he'll win. But if he doesn't, Crawford will beat him. Jones emphasized that Crawford's key to victory lies in controlling the center of the ring. Speaking again in June, he reiterated that the real test is whether Crawford can withstand Canelo's power, suggesting weight itself won't be the deciding factor. While Jones leans toward Canelo early, he also warns that if Crawford survives the initial pressure and starts dictating the pace with his boxing IQ, the fight could swing in Bud's favor.
Crawford is going to fight Canelo because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is two action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Connor's never been there.
Okay, another fight I did want to ask about in terms of weight classes. Canelo Alvarez potentially fighting Terence Crawford in September. That's obviously a massive weight discrepancy. What do you think of that fight and the weight discrepancy between it?
Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. Canelo comes out there what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. Canelo comes out there what he should do, Crawford wins the fight.
With Crawford, what are Crawford's keys to victory when you are fighting someone like Canelo, who, albeit maybe not in height, but in stature, is a much bigger man than him?
Control the center of the ring. Crawford is allowed to control the center, he'll win.
Jones likened the Canelo vs. Crawford clash to a high-stakes chess match, stressing that this isn't just about brute strength, it's a battle of strategy. He referenced Crawford's tactical victory over Israil Madrimov as a boring chess match, but also a perfect example of Crawford's mental sharpness. However, Jones cautioned against excessive movement, stating, "If you run from a big man, you give him all the confidence. That's stupid." In his view, this fight will be won by the smarter fighter, the one who masters ring positioning, timing, precision, and discipline. It's a cerebral war just as much as it is a physical one.
I don't care who you beat, the monster thing is gonna always follow.
Terence is not taking a fight in between. He's like, I'm going to move up to 168. I'm going to take my time with that. Should we expect an upset, or are we going to see what most people are expecting in that fight if it does happen?
Well, we're not going to see what most people are expecting, that's for sure. I can guarantee that, because most people looking at the weight and saying, oh, they're too far apart, Canelo's too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a chess match, and a chess match that, if it's played correctly by each side, it can be very interesting.
Roy Jones Jr. also floated the idea that if Crawford pulls off the upset and knocks out Canelo, it could be the perfect time for him to retire on top. If he beats him, maybe he goes on to fight David Benavidez. If not, maybe he says, "I saw what I needed to see. I'm done." Jones framed this fight as potentially Crawford's final chapter, a chance to end his career with a defining win or bow out, having taken on the sport's toughest challenge. Either way, Jones believes a win over Canelo would be a crowning moment worthy of retirement and recognition as one of the all-time greats.
If it's played wrong by either side, the other side would dominate. That's how good this fight is.
Let's say if Canelo wins, do you think people give Canelo credit because Bud is smaller? And if Bud wins, should he just retire and go on the sunset?
Bud definitely should retire if he wins. Canelo, no, you have unfinished business, bro. You can try to hide, you can try to run, but that monster thing, it ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. Even if you retire the rest of your career, the monster thing is not going anywhere, because the monster was searching for you. He beat everything y'all sent at him in the process of trying to get to you. I don't care who you beat, the monster thing is gonna always follow.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was a time where he was saying, Benavidez was saying, you know what, I gotta earn that Canelo shot. He earned that shot a long time ago.
Roy Jones Jr. believes Terence Crawford has earned his place among the top 10 boxers of all time, and in terms of pure skill, he ranks him in the all-time top 5, especially following Crawford's dominant win over Errol Spence Jr. While Crawford may not have faced as many marquee names as some legends, Jones points to his technical brilliance, adaptability, and high ring IQ as undeniable. Jones also criticized the ongoing pound-for-pound debate, dismissing Naoya Inoue's case by citing the controversial decision in his fight with Nonito Donaire. "Bud hasn't lost to anybody," Jones said. "So don't tell me Inoue is better than Bud."
Probably your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe top 10. Because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get. And that's not his fault. He's made one of the best fighters in his weight class like nobody.
Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for like pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight division. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Doran. Don't forget that. Bud lost to nobody. Up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost to nobody. Don't tell me you better.
Jones has also weighed in on Crawford's potential future opponents. He views a bout with Jaron Boots Ennis as a true 50-50 fight, praising Ennis's complete skill set. However, he gives Crawford the edge due to his proven IQ and championship experience. Regarding the Canelo clash, Jones offered a more cautious outlook, stressing that Crawford must establish dominance early, make Canelo respect him from the first round, and avoid excessive movement. He views the Canelo fight as a strategic, high-stakes chess match, one that will test Crawford's mental sharpness as much as his physical abilities. In Jones's eyes, Ennis presents a stylistic challenge, while Canelo represents a mental and physical war.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. You give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. He's the best of that group. Bud is in a group of Bud. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to beat him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He will take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight better beat that nigga. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I'll take it as I can go.
That'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if he gets the win.
Some, like former champion Andes, have warned that Canelo may be too big and strong for Crawford. Meanwhile, boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult compared Crawford's opportunity to one of Roy Jones Jr.'s most iconic moments, a dramatic knockout that defined a legacy. Drawing a parallel to Jones's memorable win over Glenn Kelly, Showbiz suggests Crawford could deliver a similarly historic moment. Crawford, who has long cited Roy Jones as his favorite fighter, greatly admires his blend of athleticism and showmanship. Reproducing such a defining finish would not only pay tribute to Jones's legacy but would also elevate Crawford to the top tier of boxing's elite.
You know who I want to win the fight? It has everything to do with Bud Crawford. I just want to see the moment that Bud Crawford is looking up at a giant and ready to chop that damn tree down. I've seen it before. I saw Roy Jones versus Hall, Rich Hall, and then whipped his ass. I just want that moment. Bud Crawford just, and then Fundora trying to be, and Bud just, whoop, like the Matrix, boom, 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 boom. Bam! I would just love it. Now, if him to win, of course I want the better fight to fight Bud.
Crawford has openly expressed deep admiration for both Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather Jr., crediting them as major influences on his boxing journey. In a conversation with Carl Frock, Crawford called Jones his all-time favorite fighter, applauding his versatility and personality both in and out of the ring. He admired Jones's charisma, his love of hobbies like fishing and basketball, and the dominance he displayed throughout his amateur and professional career. Roy Jones Jr. has always been my #1 favorite, Crawford said.
Styles make fights. I know it's your destiny, it's your legacy to become 3-to-1 undisputed in 40 weight class, and your 5th weight class as well. Yeah, you joined in that club as well. Yeah. You joined us in clubs. Before we finish, you know how much I love the history of the whole fighters. But I know I've already heard before, but for the viewers, looking up to early, a couple of fighters that you really liked. Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather, correct? Yeah, Roy Jones, yeah. Can't get much effort. What was about? Tell me about each one. So start with one. What was it that really is athletic? Yeah.
Speaking on Mayweather, Crawford acknowledged the dual nature of Floyd's career, the aggressive pretty boy in his early years and the calculated, defensive, money Mayweather later on. He emphasized that the older, more strategic Mayweather would have been a tougher challenge for anyone due to his evolved technique. While Crawford has developed his own distinctive style, echoes of Jones's athleticism and Mayweather's defensive genius are clearly present in his approach, showcasing the lasting impact both icons have had on his boxing philosophy.
You know, his speed, his power, his punch placement, his IQ, the way that he went about boxing. He's a hooper. I like to play basketball. He fish. I like to fish. You know, just his lifestyle. He like dogs. I like dogs. You know, me and him had so much in common. You know, even still to this day, I'll be like, damn, you know, I mess with that stuff too. Floyd, Floyd is Floyd. You know, I remember running home after the gym, you know, like Floyd, come on, Floyd, come on, we gotta watch HBO, we gotta turn to HBO, and just, you know, everything about him, his defense, his offense, you know, at the time he was a shark.
Andre Ward recently addressed the unexpected fallout between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Roy Jones Jr., a conflict that stemmed from a hypothetical question posed on Ward's podcast. Ward had asked Jones who would win in a prime matchup between Mayweather and Sugar Ray Leonard. Jones replied that Leonard's aggression would likely overwhelm Floyd, a comment that seemingly upset Mayweather. In response, Mayweather posted a silent video montage on Instagram featuring several of Jones's knockout losses, including his defeats by Antonio Tarver and Glenn Johnson, sparking confusion, amusement, and debate among fans.
That fighting him is never gonna die. Right now, anything could happen.
Yeah, I heard all about it. I saw Roy Jones call out Floyd Mayweather after Floyd Mayweather's subliminal distance. I saw it. And you guys are hitting me up repeatedly. Showbiz, who do you have if Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather were to fight? And, you know, I must say, Roy Jones is my favorite fighter ever. He's my favorite fighter ever. You guys know I was a huge fanboy and all those things. I've said it repeatedly. But if they were to fight, I'll be rooting on Floyd Mayweather, man. I can't. Listen, regardless of how many times I've criticized Floyd in his career or whatever, Tim T has always shown me love, man. Floyd Mayweather showed me love, his son, his family. Look, Tim T has always shown love, bro. They have kept it a me. I just never really been able to connect with Roy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen him a few times. But I'm going with Floyd on this one, man.
So now the question remains, who holds the edge in the looming super fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford? Will it be Canelo's power, experience, and size, or Crawford's speed, intelligence, and adaptability that prevails?